4 hours to get through the last dungeon. I don't even know how long the last dungeon is. Like, it could be a 2-minute walk. Which would be pretty awesome. I mean, wouldn't be a bad thing. I don't know, it would kind of suck, though, if it was just like a 2-minute thing, and then we fought the boss. It wouldn't feel right to walk for only 2 minutes and then beat the game. I do really want to get started on Final Fantasy IV, though. I might actually record that after this. Because Final Fantasy IV is like... it has no jobs. And right now, I'm not exactly pro jobs. Like, I kind of hate the job thing at the moment because of how long that took. That took, like, to put into perspective, I played for probably about 9 hours a day. It took me about 3 to 4 weeks to complete. Plus, I was sick. So, it kind of sucked. Like, it wasn't really a fun time leveling up all those jobs. All that it was me pressing back and forth on the D-pad and auto-battling for, like, 4 weeks. It's not great. So, I don't really recommend leveling up all the jobs. I recommend you just pick one job and stick to it, but it's kind of up to you. If you're a completionist and you feel like doing it, go for it, but it is a long and grueling process. And Final Fantasy IV, if I remember right, is just like strict character level up. It's just like go from level whatever you start at, which is usually level 1. Sometimes you're like a level 5 or whatever. Certain characters have different levels, sort of dealy, but usually it's like you start off at level 1 and level up to level 99, and then that's it. That's usually how a Final Fantasy game plays out, but I know Final Fantasy V has jobs. It was either 5 or 6. One of those two has jobs. And we got something with Lilith's kiss, I think, and a crystal shield. Yeah, either 5 or 6 has jobs again, but they're not as hard. Like, the job leveling in that, I never actually beat whatever one of those games were. I haven't beat 5, 6, 7, excuse me, or 8. And, I just auto-battled. Like a pro. I don't really want to auto-battle, like, for commentary-wise. I know it would go faster, but, I don't know, playing the actual game is more fun if you actually get to attack. Or press the button and make yourself feel like you're doing something, instead of just watching the game go. But yeah, I never beat 5, 6, 7, or 8. I definitely haven't even touched 10. I got to the end of 9. I never actually beat the end boss, because I got lazy and just, that was like the time that I started YouTube. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll save the end boss for like when I actually start playing the game for YouTube. I'll play the whole thing over kind of dealy. And, goddamn cough. And, yeah. That was pretty much where I left off, was at the very, very end of the game of Final Fantasy IX. I stopped because I wanted to record it, and I didn't want to spoil the end boss. Even though I did end up looking up the ending on YouTube anyway after. So, still though, I don't remember much about that game either. I think 11 was online. I don't think the servers are up for 11 anymore. I could be wrong though. Don't quote me on that. I didn't play much of 12. I didn't really like 12, to be honest. When I started 12, I was kind of like, you know what? This is really different, and I didn't know if it was like a good different or a bad different, but at the time, I didn't really feel like giving it a chance, so I didn't give it a chance. And then 13 came out, which kind of has jobs back. but not really. I guess it kind of does. It has jobs, but that game kind of forces you to level up a little bit more than the average Final Fantasy game. Like, this game I could have beaten easily at probably like a level 50 if I had enough HP for it and I actually knew about the vitality stuff. But I didn't know about that until like way later in the game. I didn't know about that until like Earth Crystal time, so yeah, Final Fantasy 13 kind of forced me to level up a lot more, I found. There was a lot more you have to be maxed in one of your jobs or all of your jobs at this point in time in order to kill this boss, unless you were like super pro Final Fantasy master, which I'm not. Also, the trophy for getting every item or possessing every item at least once, that trophy was bullshit. It took a long time to do. There was definitely some like Googling going on for that. I was like, fuck this, I am not going to sell something by accident. I'm just going to look up the list of what I actually need, kind of thing. So, that's what I ended up doing. I ended up looking it up. Which I'm kind of against looking stuff up. But in that kind of situation, if it's for a trophy that's kind of obscure and retarded sounding, then I usually do look it up just to be on the safe side. Because I don't really want to play the game more than once just to get a trophy. I mean, that's kind of... it's kind of going too hard in the paint. That being said, though, I do like trophy hunting. I do kind of make it my business to get as many trophies as possible in a game. If you haven't noticed with other games that I've played on the channel. Finally, we're actually in the tower and not in the maze. Oh, shit. Alright. Holy fucking staircase. Let's just go in. Let's just go straight on in. Hey, something's happening. That's our way inside. The key that Doga gave us worked. Let's do it. Oh, neat. Alright, sure. Yep. I thought that door was gonna open, but apparently we just get like instant transmitted to the forbidden layer of whatever. Did that say Earth? I didn't read that fast enough. I was too in awe of how we teleported into this area. The fuck is that thing? An abaya? Abaya? Whatever. It's ugly nonetheless. And probably pretty dead. That was definitely a fast fight. Goddamn, being OP in games sucks sometimes. Like, it feels nice to just be able to walk through stuff and not have to worry about dying, but at the same time it kind of takes away from the entertainment value. Like, there's no risk. I haven't even lost 1 point of HP since we started this. Not even on that boss. That fucking optional boss did not pose a threat. 2 hits and it was done. Things sucked. Is there chests on the other side? Might as well check. There is. Awesome. I'm sure there's a bunch of pro-tastic weapons that I could have equipped. But I think I'll be fine for the boss anyway. I think I'll be okay. I'm feeling pretty confident. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm, like, looking for chests and stuff. we're just going to be getting a whole bunch of useless items. Well, not useless, but stuff that are supposed to be preparing us for the end boss. Like elixirs and Phoenix Downs and all that good fun jazz. Stuff that we don't really need at this point. Stuff that we should have had or kept. That some people may use that I usually don't use. Like, I'm not really a magic person. I don't really use magic in Final Fantasy. I don't know why. I should really use my Black Mage more. And, actually use spells more often, but I'm sure that would make my life so much easier. But I was never really one to use that kind of stuff. Like, I usually save that all for the end boss. And even then, sometimes I don't even use it on the end boss. So, I guess stuff to work on as I play games. I don't know. We'll see if that changes over time between the Final Fantasy games. Because like I said, I'm playing through all of them. I'm not going to stop until I've finished every Final Fantasy game. Well, every one that I can play / own. Not including, like, Final Fantasy X-2 and 13-2, because 13-2 was just dumb. I don't want to offend anybody by saying that, like all the people that do like that game, but that game was just like, let's travel through time to do different paradoxes. It was confusing to me. I guess I'm just dumb. But that game was kind of confusing, and I don't know, it wasn't as good as Final Fantasy 13, and I kind of found Final Fantasy 13 to be a little bit different, you could say. It wasn't bad, like, I liked Final Fantasy 13, don't get me wrong, but it was a lot different from other Final Fantasy games. It was more, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to get at, but it was definitely different. We'll just leave it at that. The leveling up system in that game was a little bit weird too. I guess we'll examine this, because that looks important. The Morning Blade. Force of Darkness. Let us see what you're made of. Probably not much. It's probably going to be me pressing X and attacking. Was this one of the, like, early on bosses in the game? Probably. I forget. I don't even know. I don't even know. I think this was a boss that we fought earlier in the game. I think. Good, it takes more than one turn to kill this guy. God, he actually did damage. Holy shit. I feel like we're actually fighting something now. Like, this feels like an actual battle. I don't know about you guys, but this is a little bit more exciting for me. We're actually, like, taking turns. Aw. Well, that was short-lived, but at least he attacked me. Like, he got 2 hits in. Obtain the Morning Blade. Which is probably super awesome for the ninja, right? I'll put that on. No, actually. Unless it was this one that sucked. Yeah, okay. It brings me up by 5, sure. Why the fuck not, right?